I'm going to make another setup in Maestro 3D version 6. So here we have a very typical aligner case with good and stable relationships and some anterior crowding, which we'll try to fix with thumb expansion and IPR. I usually start with checking the axis of the roots. Go to change local origo, and I check if my technician was correct when positioning this axis. Here I see that we can adjust it for 10-15 degrees. For the molars and premolars, I'm not going to work on rotations. I'll just expand as I usually do. So I set the roots, set the axis so that they face the vestibular direction. So when I procline the teeth, they go straight forward to the buccal direction. That's what I need. Not the easiest case for aligners because we need to rotate these lateral incisors for more than 20, maybe 25 degrees, and I think we'll use some buttons and elastics at the final step. Let's see. The crowns are small, the roots are big, so it's quite challenging for aligners to fix this with just the conventional mechanics. Now we do the same to the lower teeth. Spending a few minutes to work on the roots because it affects a lot on the entire setup. It's a very important step. I always tell the doctors that they shouldn't skip this stage. Don't rely on the technicians. Checking it by ourselves. Okay, once I'm satisfied, I save this by clicking next, and I go to the virtual setup module. I'll start with expansion of the lower teeth as I usually do. I don't need to see the gingiva. I want to see the bone. Let's begin. You can press Ctrl to select a few teeth at the same time to save some time in the future. So make some expansion, closing the gaps which we see, and expand the frontal teeth as well. I always combine the rotation and the torque so that the torque doesn't exceed the rotation. Sorry, so that the rotation doesn't exceed the torque numbers. Let's see if we're still inside the bone. Yes, we are. We expand with some other correction. Okay. Let it be the layer 1. Yeah, see that we have a pretty big rotation for this canine. I think we'll use some buttons and elastic chains to rotate it as well. Now let's go to the upper arch and do the same. We'll expand the posterior teeth by clicking torque plus plus plus. Then we expand and then we procline and rotate the frontal teeth. Leaving some gaps between them. Now we're checking if there are no collisions at the final step of the layers 1 on the upper and lower jaws. So here I see some collision persists. So to avoid it, we incline the upper canine more. Not a big deal for us. Distribute the space more evenly. Okay. Okay, then let's create the layer 2 for both jaws. And now we start with the upper arch. Finalizing the rotations, closing the gaps. Finishing our round tripping. Okay. If we rotate this canine for 21 degree without any buttons and chase, I'll be happy. Because canine's rotations are always difficult for aligners. Even with the best materials like Zendura. I always try not to exceed the canine's rotation of maybe 15 degrees. 20 degrees is a big number. Now let's see the overcorrection if we need it and where we need it at. This lateral incisor was a bit more lingually, so we put it more vestibular. And this is what I do to all the teeth. Overcorrect them. And the final layer. Let's check the contacts. The contacts are fine. Yep. So due to some asymmetry, we cannot make the tight contact here, but it's fine. We didn't have it at the starting point, so we don't have it at the final point. So it makes no sense to work on it. Let's check the overcorrection on the upper incisors and canines. Well, and in case if we will not be successful in rotations of a few teeth, like the right lower canine, we're going to make another layer to overcorrect this rotation for a bit. And here we will overcorrect the rotation of the incisors. Okay, let's place the attachments. I will start with the attachments on the premolars and molars, which we use for retention. So the only function is to keep the aligners tight on the teeth. I use the spherical attachments for premolars, and I use the rectangular attachments for molars. 1 millimeter. Medium sized. Not too big. Not too small. Let's put the numbers. And do we need any attachments on the canines? Yes, I think we do. Yes, here's 12. And here's 27 degrees, so we definitely do need a couple of attachments for the canines. I'll use the triangular here. Should it put it more distally or more mesially? Yes, here we put it more mesially because we have a mesial rotation. And here the same, we have mesial rotation plus 12 degrees. Now we apply the attachments pattern to all the layers. And in the final layer, I'll remove the attachment from here. I don't need it anymore because we'll put the buttons. So we'll place the chain this way. Yep, and the other button is here. And for the upper teeth, so how do we place the elastics? I think we do it like this, yes. So, it's opposite. So here we start to rotate, this way. But on the right side, it's the opposite. See one more time. Yes, I think it's gonna be like this. So we'll place the button to the palatal side here. And the second button to the second premolar. We'll put the numbers to the other teeth. Let it be the second molar. Well, let's check if we need some negative attachments on the previous layers. I think we definitely do. To enhance the chance of the rotations for these laterals, we'll put a couple of negative attachments to push these teeth more and to rotate them more. Here we put them on the opposite side. Here and there. And on the lower teeth, let's see if we need any additional. Yes, we do need. I would even use 3 negative attachments. Add layer 1. And the same on the layer 2. Well done. Now let's see how many aligners do we need to produce. I think it's a very good case for clear aligners. like 10 out of 10. Well, at the layer 1, so we rotate the canines, so I'd be even slower. Then the liners, 1.3 degrees of rotations. It's good. Layer 2, let it be. Let it be. Think it's fine. And here we need just one. Let's try to match the number of liners. If we can do it. It's a good compromise case. I think we'll do it. We'll complete it without any additional aligners, refinements, etc. Here we expand the canines, the insiders. Okay, I'd go slower. Let it be 9. Let it be 9 at the layer 2 as well. 18. Yep. Mm-hmm. Nineteen sets of trays. And if we are lucky, we need only 18 sets of trays. Let's see the animation. We expand. Round trip. Oh, I see a mistake. I think I rotated it to the wrong direction. Yes. I'll fix it. Mm-hmm. And the third layer, I rotated the right lateral insider to the wrong direction. It was minus 26 degrees, which means rotation of the distal edge to the distal edge to the so which means distal rotation for 27 degrees, and now I'm at 23, so let's make it 30. Yep. And Maestro will save the number of aligners we already counted. And yep, and we're ready to export this case to the cloud and send it to our customer. Okay.